Please let the tacky continue to work. Hi guys, this is Connie, and I just found Trisha Hirschberger's Naked Truth vlogs, because I got a little update and I happened to see it on Twitter that says, hey, the naked truth on leaving Sourcefed. First off, awesome concept. I think that that's really neat. I don't typically wear makeup and my hair goes in all sorts of directions on its own, so I love that whole vulnerability idea. So let me not continue to babble on with that. But you did ask a question in the end of this vlog that said, is there a time that you've ever had to go through a transitional change where it just, you said it better, and I want to make sure that I'm not going too far off topic, so let me...
So that they don't come in and say,
okay, so...
and to move somewhere new, or just share with me your bittersweet challenges and new risks that you've taken in your life, because...
Okay. Bittersweet challenges and risks that you've taken in your life. The first thing that I thought of was coming out of high school. And recently I feel this new need to, I'm sorry for the Christianese, but share my testimony. And that's not what's happening right here, but this is a little tidbit to answer your question about bittersweet transitional risks that you take in your life. In high school, well, we can backtrack even to like 4th grade. I can remember walking down the hallways, and there's this one particular spot that I remember this part of the hallway, and I remember looking out the window at the doors when you would come in, and I was very sure of myself, even in 4th grade, that I know what middle school I'm going to go to because it's right down the street, and I know what high school I'm going to go to because it's also right down the street, just a little further than the middle school. And I'm going to be a senior, and I'm going to graduate high school. Yes, I was very sure of myself in 4th grade to know that that was what I was going to do. But once high school came around, you kind of go, what now? I did not like the idea of college, and while college is an excellent choice, and I'm not saying don't go, I think it's a fantastic choice, and it might be one that I'll end up making in the future via community college. I'm trying to keep my options open. Back on track. I didn't know what I was supposed to do after high school, and I watched several upperclassmen waste their freshman year just, for lack of any other term, pardon the crudeness, but basically piss away their parents' money their freshman year, partying and enjoying freedom for the first time in most of their lives. And I was like, I don't want to waste my parents' money like that, because I was like a C student and I knew I wouldn't get anything done, and the whole party thing didn't seem like a good idea to me either. And so I was like, well, can't I just stay here and still waste your money, but at least I can pretend like I'm contributing to the household, you know? I can at least give it a try. And I did actually contribute to the house a lot. And, they graciously let me stay under their roof for a very long time, most of it rent-free, yes. And I had no idea what I was going to do. And I was just like, God, what do you want me to do with my life? Besides just be a Christian. And so my senior year, a master's commission group came to our youth group, and they did a presentation, and I was completely just enthralled and intrigued, and I made contacts with those leaders, and I said, this sounds right up my alley, this seems perfect for what I would want to do coming right out of high school, let's do this. In the process of that, actually, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. So someday in the future, I will have to explain how that next year in Baltimore was just, oh my word. It was, hindsight's so much clearer, but even in the midst of it, I knew it was where God wanted me to be. And you always kind of wish that you could have taken more of that opportunity and continued to just like get everything that you could out of that experience, which I'm trying to learn to do now. But it was a fantastic year, and I thought I was supposed to stay there for 3 years. So go figure, you've been at Sourcefed for 3 years, and I think that's really cool. But God had other plans in the form of having that door slam in my face. I applied for the second year, and we hadn't really gotten any official word back about, yeah, you know, here's where you need to be, here's where your home openers. We stayed with people from the church, and they were wonderful, and those people hadn't been contacted yet, so we were kind of left in the dark wondering what exactly is happening, because I still plan on going to Baltimore, but I haven't gotten any information that I had for my first year. There's no information for the second year. And eventually they told us at the very last minute, we've decided to close. We're not going to have another year of Master's Commission in Baltimore. But if you want a recommendation to another Master's Commission, we'll happily give it to you. And at that point, I had already had my mind made up. I was like, what? I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to go here. This is where I was supposed to be. And that door completely slammed in my face. And for a long time, I felt like I face planted directly into that door and was very sad and very mopey. And I already missed the deadlines for community college. I already missed the deadlines for most of the other programs that were out there. And I was just kind of like, I didn't want to go anywhere else. And I can't go anywhere else now because all of those other doors have closed. What am I supposed to do? Well, I guess I'm going to have to go back home. And at the time, I was like, no, I don't want to go home. So many bad things happened last year at home, and I was away from it, and I don't want to go back into it again. And I begrudgingly had that transition kind of thrust upon me. And it was bittersweet because I did not want that transition to happen, whereas you're actively allowed to take the transition that you're making. And every transition has its doubts, and it is a risk because you don't know what's on the other side of that bridge as you go to transition it. You've got a pretty good idea, but you're not completely sure until you cross that bridge. And so, turns out I was exactly where I was supposed to be. And there was a group that had started up that I was able to be I was able to be there from the beginning of it and watch it grow and help be a part of it. And to be fair, it was one of those things, again, one of those regrets that I have is that I didn't make the most of the opportunities that I did have. I kind of was more spectator than participant, and I could have done more, but I did do some. A for effort and D for execution. And so that I got to be a part of that. It was awesome. I ended up meeting my future husband in that group and watch my life continue to work through being in that situation and things that were transitioning in that process as well. But it was bittersweet because I didn't want to go home. I was so scared of getting so comfortable in the situation that I was coming home to that I was like, is this gonna really stretch me? And it did. And it was good and it was wonderful. And I had a lot of friendships that grew out of that situation that I wouldn't trade for the world. And a lot of things that have continued to shape me into being the better person I think I am today. And yeah, it can be, timidity is totally normal and natural. So let me share that encouraging word with you. And keep on doing what you're doing because it's awesome. And I love that you're getting a lot of positive feedback. And I hope that this was helpful for you. And yeah, anybody else want to share their awkward moments? Because I thrive in awkward moments now. When I was like, oh, that's awkward, and I used to be uncomfortable about it, part of me's like, nah, I live in awkward. Let's make this happen. So yeah, it's interesting to see where you've been before and realize where you're going to. And yeah, seasons change, and we can't have spring or summer without the fall and winter. And it happens, and it's wonderful. And you will gracefully be able to go through this, unlike my words. So let me know about your awkward moments, your bittersweet transitions, and now I have more fodder for more vlogs. Ooh, this will be fun. Be careful with that and enjoy, please, and thank you. And yeah, have a great one. I'm enjoying some coffee, so I'm gonna take you up here, give you a close up to the coffee.